beloveds. Thank you for letting me take yesterday off. I got to walk a mile in the park, and that was good. And then got my hair cut, which you can't tell because, but you can see it up in here. Because she doesn't put the curl cream in it. She uses the oil to really moisturize it, and then I sleep on it. So, but I did get up and go to the gym today, so that felt good. And talk to him. It's like, here's the diagnosis. And so, just so he knows, and he can, I don't know that it'll change the workouts that he's been doing, but are writing for me. But yeah, so here we are. But we are starting a new chapter today. We are starting chapter 6. We are going to do truth and beauty, which is a Greek idea. So that should be interesting, and we'll see what that looks like. But first, let's do the housekeeping, which is simply reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark, and I am the running Rev Ryan on the social. I decided to start with social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark, and I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. We don't monetize the social media, so what we ask you to do is go like, subscribe, share, follow, comment. So we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org, and the constant contact email, if you want to know what's going on with the center, you get one email a week, and it just tells you what's going on for the week and the month. So that is info@creativelife.org. So if you email that, that'll put you on the constant contact. All right. So that's what that is. I think that's everything. So we are doing The Voice Celestial, which was written by Ernest and Fenwick Holmes towards the end of Ernest's life, because Fenwick lived, I think, a significant portion longer than Ernest did. When Hazel died, that kind of took the wind out of Ernest's sails, and he didn't die much, and he died not much longer after that. But they collaborated, and so this is an epic poem that was written to kind of summarize what they've learned in Science of Mind over the years in Science of Mind in a poem along the idea of the Iliad, the Odyssey by Homer. Or you could also, if you like Milton, apparently Milton wrote some epic poems too. There are 4 voices: the scribe, who describes the situation; the farer, which is me and you, the person on the journey; and then the presence, which is what it sounds like, that still small voice that we listen to. And we have not met the aged masters yet, or the masters of the ages. I'm not sure. So not sure when we're going to meet them. But we are in chapter 6, Truth and Beauty, and we are starting off with the scribe. The farer woke and wept. The farer: I am undone, for I, who lost the world of time and space, am still shut out from that high sphere, which I a moment glimpsed, and I am left. Oh. Okay. It's just collapsing and falling apart. So let's see. There it is. Okay. I'm going to edit this part out. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start over. We are going to start with the scribe. The farer woke and wept. The farer: I am undone, for I, who lost the world of time and space, am still shut out from that high sphere, which I a moment glimpsed, and I am left to swing in vacancy between the two, and neither now is real. I am distraught, I, who have died 1,000 times in grief, not only for the dead, but for myself, the living dead, am left to die again, and yet again, and then to die again, and joined in pain with those whose souls and hearts no longer dare to believe, who have forsworn all faith, all final hope of good, because the hope and dreams and the loves and faith of yesterday are shattered one by one. I find no healing for the broken heart, nor have your subtle arguments sufficed to bring me to a fixed and abiding peace. One moment sure, the next is insecure. I awake in the hush of the night to a light that is lighter than light, and I cry in the still of the air, are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Do you hear? Do you hear? Do you hear? But the blackness of the night settles round, and I hear not the ghost of a sound, and I know it is so, that I never, no never, shall know. The Scribe. A passion of despair had seized his mind, and the sounds of fury struck his inner ear, as though erupt in dissonance from hell, until his body, racked with agony of soul, lay still and numb, as if in death. How long he lay he knew not, but at last became aware of time and place, and then he heard the voice. The Presence. Be still and give thyself to silence and to inner listening. Surrender grief. No door can be unlocked by self-inflicted pain, nor bleak despair. The Scribe. So spoke the voice, and then the Pharaoh knew the Presence had returned. In unbelief he lay, nor glad nor sad, but wondering. The Pharaoh. I hear thy voice again, but I am numb with grief because I cannot understand at times the muddied waters of my mind are cleared so that I seem to comprehend, but straightway I am lost in doubt again. The Presence. Give time. The fruit must ripen on the tree, so it is with man's struggle towards the truth. Impatience will not speed the harvest home. The Pharaoh. I draw, my friend, some comfort from your word, and all but understand what once I heard. The Presence. The singing springs of beauty and of truth shall rise from depths within and overflow, and you shall pass through the gates of beauty to find that soul and form are one. I will be guide if you will follow me. The Pharaoh. With all my heart I will attempt. What would that my mind were equal to my heart. The Presence. Know this. There is a wisdom absolute from which a knowledge of the truth may be derived, which opens to the heart by faith, to mind by both divine and human reasoning. This did the ancients teach through ages dim, that truth reveals itself at every point in time and space to every man who thinks his way behind the thing he knows to what he does not know. From truth self-evident exists all that may know and understand. The Pharaoh. How shall I know or see or recognize? The Presence. Look to thy Lord, the ever-present me, and turn to him, the undivided one, who is I am, the center of your knowing, where recognized truth is, and so remains, unrecognized. It does not cease to be. It still remains the substance of your life. Look not for revelation from without, but to awakening of truth that lies within. The ever-present, closer than your hand, inspirer and beholder, known of old to those who sought him in the silence, is in your midst and in the here and now. No separated parts can ever be, no fragments of his being can exist. There is one essence and but one alone, in God, in man, and all creation through. One uncaused being who alone endures. He is the one without who stands and knocks within. He is the only one who enters, from whence he comes is undivided whole. One life which does all living things embrace. The Farer. Outside this one and only, then, is not the Presence. Since life is one, there is nothing to exclude. All things that move must move within the whole. And though he seems to travel far from home, each must return to that from which he came. All things refer to one. This is the key, which locks or unlocks every mystery. This age-old doctrine, still in its youth, for few there be who comprehend its truth. Content to say that deity is one, they leave the greater principles alone, for monotheism shows us but a part of all that lies inherent at its heart. Conceive of one as substance and as law, which is to mind a willing servitor. There is one law of being everywhere, in earth, in sky, in ocean, or in air. The one law of light, one law of heart and power, one principle that holds from hour to hour. The galaxies that throng through outer space and keeps Earth spinning satellites in place. The Farer. How great my longing is for truth and peace. This I can understand, at least in part. The Presence. Who knows in part has found a door ajar that opens to the whole. The life of all exists within yourself. Be still and know. The knower and the known. Who finds himself finds truth. Who knows the truth knows self. Between yourself and it, naught intervenes. Within a circle perfect and complete, which is designed to demonstrate the whole, conceive self-knowing as the center point, and from this point draw circle after circle, expanding to infinity. Observe two facts, self-evident. Infinity will still remain infinity, and each and every seeming part retain in full the nature of the whole throughout all time. Time within the timeless is but movement. Space within the spaceless is but form. Where neither big nor little does exist, not more of one can be than of the other, nor from the one can other separate be. Self-existent being is what you are, in all but outward form, deathless and changeless. The Farer. Make clear to me what being is. I find no gain to wisdom by the change of terms. The Presence. The cause and causer, form and former are the same. God's breath congealing in a star or in man, and he who seeks shall find one master truth. His body is his mind, in action and all the complex whole, but manifests the movement of the soul. The Farer. Whence does spring evil, and what breath from hell breaks down the walls of heaven's citadel? The Presence. Evil is a word by ignorance designed to show some other cause than cosmic mind. Some devil lurking in horrific caves, or masked as good, so charm men into slaves. Yet abstract evil, a thing that lives apart, cannot exist. But when the mind and heart shall violate the law of one alone, in pain or loss, man reaps what he has sown. The vineyard grows in rich volcanic soil down in the valleys of the sons of toil. But if the warnings of ages past be overcome by greed, and, at the last, the vineyardist encroaches on the height, the hour will come as thieves come in the night, when from the hot volcanic mouth is hurled horrific forces shattering the world. Here are no dragon's teeth nor flaming jaws, but the result of violating law. My thoughts are like a whirling pool that sucks me down until I be lost within a void. Call evil by name of naught, but still it evil seems to me, and ugliness and beauty seem to me as two, not one. How can I see but one? The presence. Within yourself alone lies cause and cure of seeming ills. In beauty, still the inner self remains. Within yourself the perfect whole exists. Lo, nothing lies between, for thou art that. By nescience be thou not dismayed, for he who does not see the soul cannot thereby give any proof. There is no soul to see, nor can the arrogance of ignorance dismay the searching soul who dares believe. He has the gift to see behind the veil. For if you will take a circle perfect drawn, and with unnumbered radii bisect, from center to the rim, the surface shows a group of segments, separate as parts. Yet this is but illusion of the sense, for each and all will still remain the same, and each the total power of all proclaim. And beauty lurks beneath, within it all, since beauty is to see the whole behind the parts and merge them into one, each held by each in one all pure embrace. The Farer. The beauty of your thoughts is unconfined, that man is one with all creative mind. But this same claim of avatars and seers has not been changed throughout unnumbered years. Once more I ask, why evil, pain, and death pursue the soul until the last faint breath escapes the lips? In tears we lay away the dearly loved within his robe of clay. The great enigma still remains as deep. Life turns to dust. Man takes a final leap into oblivion on the ocean shore, the wreck of hopes of ages as of yore. The Presence. How slow is man to recognize that he himself is cause and cure of ills, to see that law responds to him and pours out treasure in equal parts exactly to the measure of his demands of faith without pretense, and he can cure himself of accidents or evil. United with the one, can prove there is no wall or barrier to love. No master dies but by his will, and free to live or die survives eternally. Be thou, O farer, wisest of the wise, and seek to live on earth in paradise. The Farer. How sick am I with sorrow! Oh, how slow to understand the very things I know. Give me a mind to understand and see the secret hid behind the mystery. The Presence. The law of order and and a flame of love must blend themselves to make the perfect whole, which neither doubt nor reason can disprove. This is the mystic marriage, law and love, forever wed, inseparable and one. And from their union beauty has been born. This one and only is Lord of all. The Farer. Yet even as you frame this age-old truth, a skeptic voice still lingers from my youth and asks in scorn, what will you do with me? I am a self. I am apart from thee. I know I am. I think. I choose. I will. How can I know the one? Have you the skill to make this clear? For though I long to know, I cannot slay the doubts that seed and grow. The Presence. If God be one, and yet you two exist, then must it be that you are one with him. One life, one spirit, and one oversoul, combining all within the cosmic whole. The one and only is the central point, the pivot of the ever-spinning wheel, whose spokes are souls, but as they swiftly whirl, they are a plain, an undivided whole within his being. All that is exists, or we may liken him to waters of the undivided sea, in which all forms of life are found, from one-celled plants to man. Yet, like the fish, they search the depths to find the sea in which they swim. Or like the bird, the Farer. The mockingbird, I think, who folds its wings and borrows notes and melancholy sings. To yon gray goose who by an inner eye foresees the goal to which it dares to fly. O goose, in all your journeys here and there, have you by faith discovered any air? The Presence. You have the gift of humor, but beware lest you yourself should fail to find the air. The secret of all being never flows from arguments polemic, though the prose be sweet as verse to him who thus propounds his thesis in the most sculptural sounds. Sceptral sounds? Caught in revolving doors, the systems spin, and disputants come out where they came in. The Farer. My heart is yearning to withdraw and find oblivion sweet, or else to merge in never-ending unity with life. The Presence. All souls do yearn for that from which they came, as though awakening from a night of sleep, returning to the ocean of their being. So every heart that hears the voice turns back, turns in, and so returns unto the source and substance of its being. Home at last. The perfect whole cannot exist in parts, for every seeming part contains, in fact, the fullness of the whole. For God is all, and all else is naught. And adding naught to naught, subtracting naught, dividing all by naught, leaves all unchanged. There is no opposite to truth, no absolute of evil, death, nor hate, nor greed that can divide the soul from all. Defer not good until another day, nor dumbly wait until time gives decrease. There is no time nor place, but now and here. The past is gone, and the future is a dream. Eternity is drumming at your door. On those who wake to timelessness will flash the lightning vision of the whole, and they shall wonder what they held so long And they shall wonder that they held so long the smoking lamp, distorting everything that fell within its clouded arc. The Farer. Would that such lightning flash would break on me, that my small lamp might mingle light with light, in oneness with the beauty undefined, and with those souls who here on earth have found their paradise. Would this were so. The Presence. Each soul could be to you a string on which the great musician plays, and each and all would form the heavenly harp from which he draws the music of the spheres, whose harmony reveals the presence of the common soul. For this the wise, attuned to higher thought, have sought, nor have they failed to find. For this the other wise have sought in vain. The Farer. Who then are these otherwise? The Presence. The otherwise are those who have denied the presence of the common soul of all. He who denies, rejects, and plants no seeds can reap no harvest for his future need. He cannot use the power that he denies, nor will high heaven heal his hopeless cries. Yet all the while creative cause is there, one knowing power that fills the everywhere, one seeing eye behind the flaming spheres, one hand that holds and looses all the years. From this one life all living things proceed, and he it is who meets each human need. The Farer. Why then do men their systems vast devise, dividing man from man and soul from soul? The Presence. They do not comprehend or understand the undivided one, the self-existent. The Farer. But how could I, or anyone on earth, dust born, dust bred, and dust entombed, find access to such unitary cause, and like the monarch moth on milkweed fed, burst from my shell and mount on heavenly wings? Your words are winged with hope, and I can feel a joy running through my vein, as though I had imbibed a cup of liquid beauty and become a God-intoxicated soul. Yet this will pass, so often has it passed, and left me cold and thirsty as before. Oh, that I might the perfect chalice find, and drink the wine of endless happiness, or endless sleep and sweet forgetfulness. Give me the heavenly wine and bread of life, O friend compassionate, that I may live, or give oblivion to me here and now. The Presence. I cannot give you that which cannot be, for non-existence never could exist. There is no place where life is not. There is no death. Deathless thou art and changeless, save in form, beginnings endless and endings endless. Mark the sequence of life's many changing forms. The cause is never a victim of effects, of its own doing, nor bound thereby. When to one form another has been joined, it still is harmonized. Arrangement is in sequence of its number through all time. Expanding circles still retain the point, the self-same center of the smaller one. The union still remains through circles drawn, expand into infinity, and each circumference is greater than the last throughout all eternity. With the Farer. Oh, let me get that light too. I am undone. My reeling brain, alas, can apprehend but little of thy speech. I find myself but mouthing vaporous words. In your thinking, let the smaller grow at length into the greater. Let the greater, still expanding, rise to higher understanding. Let the circle wider, taller, bring me wisdom sooner or later. O master voice, O soul of wisdom, speak to me in words I comprehend. The presence. All truths are from one truth evolved, unbounded, unconditioned by the past. The whole is still intact, though form on form and part on part appear or are reduced to essence once again. That which evolves is finite only in the finite mind. In creative mind, the pattern thought remains a sequence in the number and arrangement of the parts, which but reflect the order and the harmony that lie within the creative mind. And what to man appears as growth from low to higher forms is but unfoldment in the cosmic mind, which held the seed and sperm of life within the crystal. The mastermind is but the man who reads the mind of God and finds a law in sequence, numbers, and array. Man's freedom lies within his power to know, and knowing to conform. The Farer. To what, I pray? To numbers? The Presence. Nay, for numbers symbolize, but have no meaning of their own. 'Tis this, that man shall know life is complete today with all he needs to meet his needs today. Though circle to larger circle grows, I must repeat what I have said before. The point of center still remains the same, and in the smallest circle are embraced the qualities of all that future rings will manifest in form. The widening ring is widened consciousness of that which is. Already thou art that. Expanding rings are spirals of your unfolding power to understand that which already is, and each ascending grade but marks for man a step in comprehension of the whole. A line is but a movement of a point, and at each point the all will still be found, whose center marks the all of everywhere, and whose circumference does not exist, save that it be a name to comprehend the all. The Farer. Wilt thou forgive and speak in simple terms? My heart can understand, if not my head. For numbers or for cosmic lore, I have no gift, but yearn for sweet communion, gentle speech, from that dear source from which the numbers came. The Presence. In this, sweet friend, true wisdom is displayed, for you seek beauty through which all numbers speak. For beauty is the whole and not the parts, and earth with heaven's beauty must combine to waken in your heart the sweet delight of one who feels behind the face of form the presence of the uncaught mystery. The Farer. I feel, but do not comprehend in full the meaning of thy speech. My longing heart seeks deep communion with the greater heart. The Presence. The paths of love and beauty are the same. Both have the self-same goal, the secret gate that opens into bliss. For beauty is a law of order flamed with wings of love that lift you high above the world of parts until you see the whole in one vast harmony and realize the presence. This is true. When from the parts the whole appears to view, your singing heart knows beauty wakes to you. The Pharaoh. You speak in terms I now can understand. The world, I think, is saved by love, but not by thought. How then can I and those who live upon this mortal sphere find such immortal joy of union with the all-creative cause, and drink forever from the cup of love, or eat the bread of an eternal peace? The Presence. The boon you ask of life, this greater good, is open unto all, but life will give alone to him who knows how to receive. It mirrors back in form what you expect. This is the circle of life, and this is its story. Earth is but a mirror of a greater glory. Love meets you on the level where you stand, becomes to you what you become to it. Be thou aware of love, and love will be aware of you, responding kind for kind. Embrace him in the silence of your heart, that he may fold you ever in his arms. And lo, the heart that finds itself within, the center of the all-embracing one, will find all wakened souls alike aware. And harmony shall reign, and love become the law that rules your world. The essence of the all is everywhere. He gives himself to each who is aware. The Pharaoh. Speak more of beauty, for thy very words sustain an ecstasy so great, my soul is all but freed from this too mortal clay. Why do your words arouse such ecstasy? The Presence. Inherent in the self, all beauty lies, and memory recalls the whole and not the parts. The unity which self-perceived, he who sees beauty sees the whole within apparent parts. The beauty of the dawn is not the sun, nor the mist, nor the spuming sea, nor oak tree challenging the raging winds. For beauty lies in him who sees, and what he sees, and how he sees, and what he feels. It is a whole, and there is naught outside. This one, this only one, nor can there be some form, some soul, something which dwells apart. All things are souls. All souls are one with him, from things that crawl to six-winged seraphim. The Pharaoh. O blessed voice, interpreter divine, my infant soul is surging joyfully, as leaps the yet unborn within the mother's womb, as though aware at length that they are one. The Presence. All things exist within the cosmic womb, and in a flash of vision you may see into the heart of things, and suddenly all nature is alive. Each separate part is essence of the whole, and thus perceived the tree has soul. The flower provides the form in which the cosmic beauty is portrayed. The Pharaoh. This is a marvel, and it surely seems that even I can see a little way into the heart of things. For I am stirred by sunsets and the afterglow that paints the darkest clouds until they come alive with fire, whose source invisible has sunk beneath the rim of earth, but still in heaven. The Presence. Pure is thy heart, my friend, the lofty soul. In purity perceives the pure, and God is visible to him. But he whose heart holds ugliness beholds an ugly world. And this is the truth by which the world is healed of blindness, war, and from all human ills. The Farer. Who then is right? How can a simple man like me discriminate? Okay, the Presence. Look to the me. The all is hidden in your heart, but you and every common man who has the power to think possess the key, a simple key that will decode the hieroglyphics. The Farer. Give me this key. The Presence. Between the faith and form, discriminate. Grant to all men the right to claim that they have seen celestial things and have been raptured by the sight, and those who give both mind and heart to live a life devoid of blame before the eyes of God and man. For who can find a higher test than this, that man be just and merciful and kind, and who gives his heart to God and seeks to do to other men what he would have them do to him. But by this test observe that such a man has no desire to force another soul to yield himself to forms, nor compel acceptance of his creeds. And when at times you doubt, put love to the test. Within a world by self-designed, each lives in heaven, if so he feels the most at home. In hell, if he has formed a habit there. In hell, if he has formed a habit there. Look then within, the ever-presence find. Look not for any life outside the self. The undivided still remains alone. He is the all and all that is within. His being is the presence close at hand, inspirer. He beholds and is beheld by those whose eyes have pierced through beauty's veil, to whom the veil becomes a lens to bring invisible to focus and be seen. Okay, I'm going to pause here for just a minute, because do you know what I just heard? Live and let live, and believe them when they say it. Live and let live. Don't force them into your creeds. Don't force them into your forms, and believe them when they tell you that you have seen, that they have seen. Believe them when they share their experience of their life with you. Don't force them into your creeds, and don't force them into your forms. Live and let live. Yes, I know I heard do unto them as you would have them done unto you, but believe them when they tell you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Right there. Right there. And, okay. Sorry. Passionate note. That's what poetry does. So we're picking back up with the Farer. Yet oft you have referred to him as love. How shall I raise my consciousness of him? The Presence. If love be likened to a string of pearls, and each pearl to the self, then each of these reflects the pearl or self that touches it, and each both gives and draws its life from each. So love, in giving itself unto the self in all creation, thus beholds itself, and sees itself deep hid within all selves. The self-unfolding and the self-existent soul, complete, knows this, that what it gives, it still retains in full, and what it gave to other living selves, it must give back again to that still greater self from which it came. In this, I see the meaning of redemptive acts. The willing self accepts the sacrifice of the lesser self to prove its oneness with the greater self, and thus it demonstrates that I, if lifted up, will draw all of mankind unto myself. The Farer. I am perplexed. Honestly, Farer, so am I. The Presence. You share with other men in this, for though 'tis simply said, it must be realized. The Presence, I'm sorry. The presence is saying this. You share with other men in this, for though it is simply said, it must be realized. The Christ of Galilee upon the cross exemplified the truth. Into thy hand I now commit myself. What man is there who can deny that he is moved to give himself when he has seen another give? Give then thyself to truth, to beauty, and to love, but realize they are not three, but one. When thou shalt fuse the seeming parts into the whole, thou shalt attain to everlasting bliss. Thou hast returned and found thy Father's house. Thy Father manifests as Son, yet they are eternally are one. The Farer. My admiration is surpassed alone by bafflement in grasping all you tell. But what I seem to find in this, that truth is self-revealing, and from nature's book, all secrets can be read, nor do require some authorized revealer, heaven sent. That's a pretty important point. The presence. In every age, in every place, the seers affirmed these truths, that man, unbound by fears, might free himself from superstition's yoke and servitude to those who claim God spoke, alone to them or to some chosen folk, or that some angel visitant revealed the secret of the gods to others sealed. The artist who has painted all the world still holds the brush and palette in his hands. For you, he now is painting what you see upon a canvas you yourself have framed and placed upon the easel of your knowing. Behold the artist through his art and feel his presence just behind the face of form. If life be wisdom, beauty is its face, and truth and love are just behind your sight. Life's meaning lies in what you do not see, but can be known through beauty's form in which it speaks to you. The Farer. As you know well, I have accepted what you teach, but how can I retain it as a habit of my mind? The Presence. First, lift thy heart in true desire and love, and pray that beauty will unveil, for beauty is a diaphanous, a screen that hides the truth so thin or dense that he alone beholds, who by some alchemy transmutes his baser consciousness of sight into illumined vision of the real, that which these eyes, these all too human eyes, cannot behold, the eyes of the soul reveal. He sees alone who in the astral light perceives that source is from which the real might rise. The heart of love may yearn but not compel, and though all sins on earth may be forgiven, and souls released out of the depths of hell, no one can be coerced to enter heaven. The Scribe. In speechless awe the Farer stood a while, in contemplation of the mystery by which the essence turns to substance, and the substance turns to essence once again, and how through truth and beauty the self can pierce the screen and view the real and cause the unseen to be seen. Then, in a burst of wonder and amaze, he voiced a hymn all eloquent of praise. The Farer. O Ancient of Days, thou art present. I see thou art here. Thou art now. Thou speakest to me with ineffable beauty. Thy garments are bright, thy face alone veiled by a nimbus of light. Thou art more than the mind, thou art more than the heart. Thou art all of the whole and the whole of the part. Thou art essence of all, and thou standest alone. Thou art all of the parts, and yet thou art one. Thy silver-wheeled chariot thunders afar. Thou art there, thou art here, like the light of a star, yet soft. Thy reply to my yearning for thee, I awaken to him who awakens to me. And so endeth the chapter Truth and Beauty. I'm still, oh my goodness, that part right there. Believe them when they speak. Believe them when they speak. Grant to all men the right to claim that they have seen celestial things. That right there. Oh my goodness. Believe them when they speak. So, we will pick up tomorrow with chapter 7, Reality and Illusion. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to go away and think about that, because I got, impassioned in the middle of it. And I don't do that a whole lot. And I also see based on the time that I need to go. So, because I have to put my ankle brace back on, and that takes a minute. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. Go enjoy the sunshine day. Enjoy the cooler weather day, because it's going to last 2 days. Tell somebody you love them day. Cuddle your fur babies day. Drink plenty of water day. Take care of business day. Take care of yourself day. Remember who you are day. Believe them when they say they've seen celestial things day. Awaken day. A good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough. Just as you are. You're a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace, or as Reverend Jesse likes to call it, you are a godling. Okay? Think sapling. Godling. Okay? I mean, that's what the poem is telling us, right? So, know who you are. Explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. It's all the divine knows. And from there, anything is possible. All right. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9:15 tomorrow. 9:10, 9:15. Take care of yourself. And we'll start chapter 7. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.